A new digital platform, eDeed, is set to unlock billions of rand in hidden property value for South Africans living in townships and rural areas. Developed by Afrirent Holdings and Kasi-Nomics, eDeed uses AI, satellite imagery and blockchain technology to accurately assess and certify home improvements. Now, this will give homeowners secure and a digital proof of their property's worth. For the first time, this will allow many to access loans, insurance and other financial services previously out of reach. With over 40 billion rand invested in township housing upgrades since 2010, eDeed aims to drive financial inclusion and wealth creation across underserved communities. Well, we now chat to Chalwin-Milton, co-founder of eDeed. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us.
How will eDeed change the way banks and financial institutions view property in townships and rural areas?
So we are hoping that for the first time ever in South Africa, these communities in the townships and rural areas and villages will actually be given the opportunity to have their properties recognized by the institutions and insurers in South Africa. And we go through the various form of processes to achieve those valuations. And we are in numerous discussions with the insurance industry and the financiers in this regard.
What challenges do you foresee in getting widespread adoption of this technology among homeowners?
That's a great question. We really need as widespread as we can get as quickly as possible, because the more aggregation we get of the certificates, actually the more respect I think that our communities will actually receive from these institutions. I think the only drawback is one that and what we've seen coming out of the market survey was, why wealth? Why have this wealth recognized for the first time ever in their lives? And so perhaps it's a move around why they should have a wealth. I mean, because they built houses, some over 15 or 20 years for cash, and they have no recognition of that wealth.
How does eDeed ensure accuracy and prevent fraud in property valuations?
So what's quite nice about the platform that we've developed is that it obviously is very, very AI based. We've got a machine that we continue to teach and are ongoing in the process of teaching it the valuation side of it. We cross-triangulate through a series of different photographs of the home and of the individual. And what that cross-triangulation does is it gives us a real geotag of where the property is. That's very difficult to do if you're standing on someone else's piece of land and you're trying to value your house at more than the one next door. So we think that in terms of that geolocation, we sort of tick that box in terms of the property verification. And then in terms of the purpose, the person, which is the other most important part of a property deed or value in inverted commas, is the proof of who the person is. And we have a third party that gives us full KYC, FICA and AML on the individuals who either own or live in those properties.
And what impact could this platform have on South Africa's broader economy and efforts to close the wealth gap?
Oh, so this is my passion. I think that what we've got here for the first time ever is that this is the broadest based empowerment, wealth empowerment ever seen in South Africa. And if we are able to get the critical mass, which I believe is already happening, bear in mind we've only been live for 2 or 3 weeks, but if we are able to get that critical mass and the recognition is given, which we feel is already starting in a groundswell, then you're going to have dignity. You're going to have a community that has the dignity of their home. Instead of it just being a place where they live, they actually have a house or a property which they are able to use potentially as security, but far more important than that, because I didn't start eDeed to indebt the whole community. But what it has done is it will allow the insurers to get a real value of a property which they can insure. And that's critical. It really is, because should there be an act of God, at the moment the house is destroyed and you have to start from scratch. Obviously with homeowners insurance, we will be able to assist right from the word go.
And just lastly, what made you start eDeed?
How long have you got?
You've got about 30 seconds. Give me your best shot.
No, sorry. It is such a wonderful project that I've been running on, and I'm fortunate to have my partners involved in. The thing that made me did it is I have been in property for many years,
Yes.
and there is a lot of empowerment in the commercial, industrial, and retail space, but it is not broad-based. I hate to use that word, but it isn't the whole of South Africa.
Okay.
In this instance, we've got a potential of 8 to 8.5 million homes where no wealth is recognized. And we think that if we're able to create a wealth certificate for the majority of those people, suddenly there is real empowered wealth in our country.
Thank you very much. That was Lance Chalwin-Milton, the co-founder of eDeed.